Okay, what I'm doing today is respiratory system, but last week I already actually covered a few things about the respiratory system. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a very short recap first for the sake of those who are not here last week. Okay, I'm not going to do the whole mind map again. I'm going to use something that's already typewritten. Okay, anyway, if you all need the mind map, last week already have the mind map. Okay, so you all just assess last week's lesson to see the mind map. Okay, but basically I drew, if you all remember, those of you who are present last week, I attempted to draw this thing, right? Where you have the nose and everything. So let's look at the passageway of air as air enters our body. Okay, hang on. Before we talk about the passageway of air, right, I want to ask you all, do you all remember the percentages of the gases in air or not? Because that one is also very important. Okay, so let's recap that first before we look at the passageway. Okay, so we have air composition. We have how many types of gases in air? Anyone in the chat? Wait, let me open my chat. Y'all can just shoot your answers in the chat, because it's a direct message. Only I can see what you type. Okay, so it's private lah, unless you choose it not to be private. How many gases are there in air? Anyone can tell me? How many? I want number. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4? How much? 3. Someone say there are 3 types of gases. Anyone have any other different answers or not? Only 3 types of gases in air. No other number, is it? Only 3 types. So many people say 3 leh. If you all say 3, oh, someone say more than 3 already. A lot. Cheating leh, those who say a lot. A lot is like very vague. How much is a lot? Okay, but the standard answer I see over here, a lot of you say 3, 3, 3, 3. So if you all say 3, right, name me the 3 gases that you all think is present in air. I will list down here as the answers appear in the chat. Come, what are the 3? You all say got 3, right? Number 1, I have nitrogen coming up. Any others? That's 1 only. Someone's typing very fast, huh? You all have to excuse me a bit today, okay? You all will hear me coughing a bit more because I'm recovering from cough. And I cannot unmute every time I cough. So you all have to bear my ugly coughing, okay? Carbon dioxide is another one. I don't see any other answers. Okay, one more answer appeared. Oxygen. I have 3 already. Is there any others? Any other guesses? I have one more leh. Someone telling me water vapor leh. Is water vapor a gas, people? Yes lah, right, because it's a vapor form of water. So it's a gaseous form of water. It is a gas and it is present in air. Okay, so over here, right, I so far have 3, but in reality, there are more than 3, more than 4. Okay, but we don't have to list every single one of them because that will be troublesome lah. There will be so many lah. We want to keep our brain space for other things. So our science syllabus says that we only remember these main gases first. The people who give me the nitrogen answer just now, can you tell me how many percent is found in air? Out of all the 100% of air, how much is made up of nitrogen? How many percent? I see 72. I see 78. Any other answers? Well, like auction like that. 78, 78. 3 people give me 78. 1 person give me 72. Another one got 78.08. They trying to be fancy leh. 78.08? I don't know how true is that, but probably, I don't know. Okay, but we keep it at 78%. Make our life simple first. Okay, we get rid of decimals first. So let's put it at 78%. Why got 73? No, the answer is 78% confirmed. Okay, don't care about the decimals. In real life, there might be slight differences lah. You never know lah, right? Because different places have slightly different compositions. So we take the average. Okay, average says that it's 78%. Okay, carbon dioxide, how much? Nobody? Carbon dioxide leh. Hmm. I see one answer coming up, but it's a wrong answer. Then suddenly one new correct answer come up. Anyone? I only have one answer. Hey, the rest of you don't know how many carbon dioxide is there in air. This one must know that, very important. Because next year, right, or maybe this year even, I don't know, depends on your school. There's this chapter called photosynthesis, where you really go in detail about photosynthesis. Then you need to remember how much carbon dioxide is in air also, what? So must remember the number. It's 0.03%. Alamak, I know space. Go into the person's head. Never mind. Okay? Oxygen, how many percent? 20 something. 20, how much? Oxygen composition, 21%. Very good. Very good. Okay? Carbon dioxide 0.03, oxygen 21%. Water vapor, we count it as other gases. So we don't know exactly how much water vapor is there. We combine together with other gases, we say they are 1%. Like that. Okay, so total will be more or less about 100% lah. Okay, all right, so that's about air composition. We are done with that already. Okay, let's look at the flow of air inside inside your body. Voila, let me change color. Red color. Okay, so first thing first, they say air enter through the nose. I'm going to box up. Okay, listen carefully. I'm going to box up the structures that you need to know. So the ones that I don't box up, right, means that you don't have to give in your answer, but if you understand how to use it, good for you lah. Okay, so nose is definitely part of the respiratory system. So it's the first place where air enters. They have this word called nasal cavity. I am not going to box that up because it's not something you need to know. Nasal cavity is just a space inside your nose lah, where air and other gases where air lah basically enters through and something happens to the air inside the nasal cavity. You all remember last week I was telling you all about the story about how I was sitting in the MRT and then suddenly looking at that man and then seeing that there's nose hair coming out from his nose? Do you remember that story? That is what I'm trying to say about what's happening to the air inside the nasal cavity. You have this thing called nose hairs inside. Anyone remember the purpose, the function of having nose hairs? Write down in the chat. What is the purpose of having nose hairs? If you can remember last week. Ooh, someone used a word that I love. Not love lah, like I like it being there. Okay, so this person, this person tell me that is to filter dust. Very good. You know which word I like? Is this word filter. Okay, so people have given me before, get rid of dust lah, whatever. No, it's the word, the proper word, the accurate word to use is actually filter. Okay, someone else say something about, the same person say moisturize air. Moisturize air, but air already got water vapor leh. You don't say to moisturize it. Oh, looks like you putting one beauty product on your skin like that. Okay, you don't use the word moisturize. You just say to moisten, not moisturize, moisten air. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but this is the spelling. Moisten air. Okay, moisturize, okay, moisten. How do I pronounce that? Moisten. Okay, means make the air a bit wet lah. Okay, a bit wetter. How? Because inside our body, there's more water components inside. So as air enters into our body, they got moistened by it. Okay, it's important. Why? Because it's painful lah, right? If you have dry air to enter your body, it'll be less comfortable. Okay, so it's just for comfort lah. Okay, so that's about the nose. As air goes down to your body, we talk about the windpipe. Okay, this word called trachea, don't need to know, windpipe. Okay, so windpipe, similarly, they filter dust as well. Okay, as well as they contain mucus. Remember, I was talking about being sick, producing more mucus as you are, because the mucus help to trap bacteria, trap more dust. So So when you're sick, you have more bacteria, more dust, so more mucus is produced by your body to help to get rid of all that. Okay, so that's it about the windpipe. Another thing about the windpipe, they connect the nose region to the lung region lah. Okay, so next one is lungs. Let's take a look at the word lungs here. The word bronchi here can ignore, okay, because you don't learn lah. No need to learn lah about this. They're basically tubes lah. Okay, so the thing about lungs is that they have these tiny structures called air sacs. Another word for them is alveoli, if you're interested to know. Okay, but for now, we call it air sacs. Later on in life, when you go to secondary school, then you use this word alveoli. I'm not going to box it up. Okay, but if you want to use alveoli, you're not wrong. But just make sure you know how to spell. Okay, I'm always very concerned about spelling one. But if you're scared you make mistake, then just say air sac lah. Okay, so air sac, what are they? They are basically like pouches, right? Where a very important process take place, gaseous exchange. Okay, so when you talk about lungs, when you talk about air sac, if the question asks what process or what is the importance, nothing else except for gaseous exchange. That one is very important to take note. Okay, so when you talk about gaseous exchange, literally it means some gases are taken in, some gases are given out. Then you have to further elaborate for the marker, saying that carbon dioxide, I short form CO2, okay? Out. Oxygen, shortcut also O2, in. Okay, this out and in is out to where, in to where? Then we discuss about this thing called blood vessels. But blood vessels actually, right, it doesn't belong in the respiratory system. They only belong to the circulatory system, which I think you will learn after this, or somewhere close by. Okay, but definitely not under respiratory system. Respiratory system are just these three: nose, windpipe, lungs. That's all. Okay, but the thing is, why they introduce the word blood vessel here? Even though blood vessel belongs to circulatory system, because if you look at yourself as a whole organism, all different parts of you are working perfectly together. So meaning different systems must work perfectly together with each other in order to help you not just survive, but to thrive. Okay, so that's why we learn all these things. We have to connect all the information from one chapter to another lah. Okay, so over here, I will stop here first because all these, the ones below, they are talking about the circulatory system. For respiratory, we stop here first. Okay, then I move all the way up to here. We talk about how you inhale, how you exhale. Inhale means you breathe. Breathe in or out? Marco, inhale means you breathe in or you breathe out? Breathe. Very good. Breathe in. Hey, why am I spelling like that? Breathe in. Okay, so if you use the word inhale is good lah, but if not, you just have to use two words here. Breathe in, exhale is breathe out. Okay, last week also I got talk a little bit about how your body, your respiratory system adjusts so that air can enter your body and how air moves out. Okay, for those of you who are not here last week, let me explain why. For you to take in air from outside, you need to take in more matter inside you. Okay, and matter takes up space. So in order for more matter, for air to enter your body, number one, you must understand, you must create more space, more volume in your chest. Then air can enter, correct or not? If not, then how you can add more stuff into your body, add more air? No space, no volume. Okay, so for air to enter from outside, your chest area need to expand to accommodate more air to enter. So how does your chest area expand? They do that by making the lungs, where is it? Making the rib cage, sorry. Let me highlight lah, Making the rib cage move up and out. Okay, so last week I got you all to put your hands over your chest and then breathe in deeply and then breathe out deeply. Okay, so you can do that later lah, but now you just